In a world where unexpected friendships can bloom, lions prove that even the fiercest creatures can have a gentle side. Lions, known for their danger in the wild, have shown their friendly nature towards humans, forming unique bonds. Whether it's Tippy Degree, who grew up alongside wild African animals, or Tippy Hedren, who shared her home with lions, these extraordinary connections challenge our perceptions. Witness the captivating tales of these unconventional friendships that remind us of the incredible connections that can exist in our world.
Meet Tippy Degree. Looking at the photographs of Tippy and various wild African animals, it's difficult to believe that they are actually real images. The truth is that Tippy was born in Namibia. Her parents were wildlife photographers, and she was raised in the lush forests of Windhoek for the first 10 years of her life. Tippy was brought up amongst the wildlife in Namibia. Her first best friend was an elephant named Abu, whom she referred to as her big brother. Elephants were easier to connect with for Tippy. Her most fascinating relationship was the one she developed with Gen B, a leopard who also happened to be a dangerous predator. Tippy's childhood was amazing as she got a chance to play with snakes, ride on an ostrich's back, and learn archery. She enjoyed her life as a real-life Mowgli. She lived a dream every child has. When Tippy turned 10, her parents decided it was best for her to get an education at school and socialize with other children. It broke Tippy's heart to leave her home. They moved to France, and she went from the open wilderness to 4 small walls. Tippy, now 32 years old, returns to Africa occasionally to visit her old friends, but her life has never been the same. Tippy Degree was named after the American actress Tippi Hedren, who starred in Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. Tippi Hedren, a talented actress, had a very interesting life, one that not many can say they've experienced. She grew up with 400-pound lions roaming about her house. In fact, Neil the lion even slept with Tippy and her husband, in the same bed at times. But after years of living with a giant lion, she said that it was the biggest mistake of her life. There wasn't anything particularly wrong with their relationship. In fact, Neil was very attached to their whole family, including their little daughter. However, one night during a dinner party, Neil tried to attack a guest. That's when Tippi Hedren realized that having a lion entirely in love with her under the same roof was extremely dangerous. Not because of the inherent nature of the lion, but because of how possessive they can get when dominance is involved. She was more worried about respecting it and treating it like a wild animal, not like a pet. What better way to treat wild animals with respect is to live with them in the wild? Meet a real-life wolf man who lived with a wild pack for 3 years. Some believe that Sean Ellis isn't right in the head. Others believe he's just eccentric and a show-off. Still others admire him and think his life is inspirational and poetic, a true glorification of the instinctive friendship between humans and animals. His first wife abandoned Ellis and took his kids with her because of his obsession with wolves. After that, Sean left home and went to the wild to live with a pack of wolves. He's the only known human adult that willingly left to live with wolves and became a part of their community. In fact, to the wolves, he's their alpha male. He ate the same raw meat they ate. According to him, Ellis learned their howling cues. He lived with the pack for 18 months. It wasn't easy for Ellis to come back to the human world. 7 months passed before he felt comfortable again among his own species. According to Ellis, if you talk to the animals, they will talk with you, and you will know each other. If you do not talk to them, you will not know them, and what you do not know, you will fear. What one fears, one destroys. Lions might be the face of fear and strength, but Christian the lion will definitely change your image of this apex predator in general. He was born in captivity, but when Anthony Bourke came across the little cub, he took him home to his Chelsea flat. He then continued to live in a Kings Road furniture shop. The lion soon became accustomed to the lifestyle of city dwellers and even played with local children in the garden of a churchyard. He'd munch on steak and even go to glamorous parties. However, he grew a little too big to fit into the places where he used to. That's when Bork decided to send him back to the wild. Along with a few other conservationists, they sent him back to Africa along with another female lion. The owners were curious if their beloved lion would remember them after all these years, and they went to visit him. To their surprise, and everyone else's too, Christian the lion leapt right into the arms of his former owners and hugged them in his own animal way. There are some bonds you just can't break. One such bond is between an Indonesian man and his tiger Mulan. Abdullah sleeps, plays, and fights with the big cat after developing a close bond over several years. Mulan Jamila, a beautiful Bengal tigress, came into the care of 25-year-old Abdullah when she was just 3 months old, and Abdullah became her full-time caretaker. Her previous owner was unable to take care of her, but the young student was more than happy to dedicate most of his time to the adorable cub. The only problem is that what started as a temporary job eventually turned into a full-time friendship, with Abdullah having to spend almost 24 hours a day with the tiger, which earned him the nickname the Nanny. Like a cat, Mulan will often get carried away while playing with Abdullah, and he has dozens of scratches to prove it. He wears a thick cloth around his neck, as that's what Mulan loves to play with most. And it's a pretty sensitive area to have deeply scratched or bitten into. But he's gotten used to it over the years, so he doesn't really mind a bit of rough play. Abdullah feeds Mulan about 6 kilograms of chicken or goat meat a day, which he sometimes offers her with his own mouth. But he says that her favorite treat is instant noodles. Their friendship has been going strong for over 10 years now, and Abdullah says they are closer than ever. Crocodiles are fascinating animals that once lived along the dinosaurs and survived the mass extinction which wiped out many other species. They are surely one of the most dangerous animals out there. But the story that will blow your mind away is the incredible 22-year friendship between a crocodile and the man who saved its life. Costa Rican fisherman Gilberto, also known as Chito, had the killer reptile as his best friend for over 2 decades. Chito first met the crocodile after finding him on a bank with a gunshot wound. He named the crocodile Poco and spent 6 months nursing it back to health by feeding it 31 kilograms of chicken and fish every week until it was strong enough to hunt again. He hid the beast in a pond under trees deep in a nearby forest until he obtained the necessary wildlife permits from Costa Rican authorities to own and raise the gravely injured crocodile legally. They spent 2 decades together, but sadly, Poco died of natural causes in the water outside Gilberto's home. Chito later befriended a new crocodile, which he named Poco II. Poco II couldn't quite fill the void of Chito's old friend, but still, it was a comfort Chito needed. Usually, dolphins and beluga whales are quite friendly animals. Still, this one gets super jealous when anyone goes near her crush. Beluga whales are very social and love to play with others, and not always their own kind. This whale in South Korea had difficulty adapting to the environment and changes. Even though all of the zookeepers paid a lot of attention to her so that she felt at home, one cute zookeeper paid extra attention to her. He would play with her more than any of the others. That could explain why she feels so safe around him. That's not all, though. This affectionate creature jumps out of the water to kiss the zookeeper every so often. And when someone gets too close to him, she gets jealous. And in retaliation, she attacks the other zookeepers by spitting water on them. Sometimes she even ignores the other members of the staff her crush is around. The pretty animal might have a crush on this zookeeper. Still, 2 other male dolphins adore her completely, so much so that they're kept separated because she gets frustrated by them. Animals and humans really do have a special bond. Friendships with lions are really something, as we have another man, Dean Schneider, who is a 29-year-old Swiss native. He left his career in finance to work with lions and other wild animals in South Africa. He calls himself a member of the Pride of 6 Lions and spends most of his time feeding and playing with them. He doesn't keep his lions caged, and he doesn't wear protective gear when he interacts with them. The lions live free and wild in a huge private animal reserve in South Africa. Not only is he a member of a lion pride, but he has a hyena as a wife and calls himself the daddy of 2 monkeys. Legendary Steve Irwin was Schneider's inspiration, and according to Schneider, he discovered his deep passion for wildlife by watching Irwin on TV. While talking about passion, meet Cody Ansel, son of famous Tiger King Doc Ansel. Cody is famous as Tarzan and is pretty much the closest thing to a real-life Tarzan. He shares his videos of carrying a tiger on his back and spending time with his monkey brothers. His sister, Tawny Ansel, claims the title Queen of the Jungle and also spends a lot of time with wild animals. On her Instagram, she shares photos of herself with tigers, monkeys, elephants, pythons, and almost all types of animals you can think of. Cody is seen playing with his wild friends like Tarzan, and people admire him for that. Cody is known as the real-life Tarzan, who's become a social media sensation thanks to his incredible bond with wild animals. He is a celebrity himself, as he has trained animals for several movies, including Dolittle, starring Robert Downey Jr.